Hello Internet, I'm me, and this is My Little Pony. Friendship is Magic, Season 1, Episode 3, Ticket Master. I don't know why I'm getting campy on you, but yeah, I actually did remember the name of one episode. Awesome. Hold your applause, hold your applause. But, yeah, let's analyze this episode. In a lot of critical thinking after this episode, there are a lot of hindsight plot holes in this whole dang thing. And episode 3 is where the plot holes really start to begin. Mostly where just character motivations, and especially with wanting to go to the Grand Galloping Gala. Let's start off with the initial thing. Well, first, let's start off with a summary of the episode. Twilight Sparkle is given two tickets, one for herself and one for a guest, to the Grand Galloping Gala, a equestrian event that will be held at the capital of Canterlot, pretty much the Washington D.C. / Hollywood of Dumb. So, Twilight Sparkle must choose between her five other friends which one can go with her to the Grand Galloping Gala. Now, here's where the first plot hole comes in. 1. Princess Celestia has met all six ponies at once. She had them in the throne room, she had them knighted, pretty much, in the last episode. So why would she only send one ticket? One extra ticket? Kinda stupid. Though, then again, everybody has made that theory of, oh, Princess Celestia was trolling her, and that's why she gives her even more tickets at the end. She was just messing with her the whole time. Yeah, I can see that, and that's where the birth of Trollestia comes from. And I also have heard the whole thing of this was actually a test by Celestia to get their friendship even stronger by making Twilight Sparkle go through a really hard choice, and yeah, I've heard that theory too, and I'm just like, alright. Honestly, I just think it's a plot hole that people just love to cover up. And honestly, I don't care. I really don't. Because there's bigger plot holes and funnier plot holes. And these aren't plot holes that ruin the episode, it's just that they're just plot holes that kind of go, hmm? That's odd. First thing off, the one thing that I don't like about this episode is usually the reasons. Even when I first watched this episode way back when, this episode's reasons for the five other ponies wanting to get into the Grand Galloping Gala never seemed right to me. Only one of them actually had a viable reason to go to the Grand Galloping Gala, and that was Applejack. She needs the business so that she can fix her barn, fix like some of the farm equipment so that Big Macintosh doesn't break his damn back trying to plow a field, and Granny Smith needs a freaking new hip, which must be excruciating for a horse or a pony. I mean, it's excruciating for a human being when they have a broken hip and need a replacement hip. How bad do you think it is for something that doesn't sit upright but always has to rely on the hind legs to push forward? Ooh. Anyway, so yeah, that's a viable reason. Rainbow Dash wanting to impress the Wonderbolts. You're going to do that later when you compete with other Pegasi in a competition where the Wonderbolts have been announced that they're going to be there. Why would you forget this? Rarity. Wanting to hook up with a prince. My god. No, that's not happening. I know she thinks she's the Barbie of all ponies, but yeah, no. She's not going to be able to hook up with a prince. But I say, Rarity, please put down the Twilight novels. They are not viable sources for romance. Trust me. Fluttershy, wanting to go to the Grand Galloping Gala to visit the garden and see all the animals. I'm pretty sure they would have a tour for that, and you could just go up there anytime. You should try that. Who am I missing? Yeah, there's one. Oh, Pinkie Pie. How could I forget Pinkie Pie's reason? It's the simplest reason to go party. See a party, be a party. Party. Why? Because I gotta. Come on. We all know Pinkie Pie's reason. Just to have fun at the biggest party that's pretty much there. And honestly, there's a huge question there. Pinkie Pie is able to make all these tiny little parties for her friends. Why not make one ginormous party for all of Ponyville? You never seem to run out of resources, and you seem to have the power of breaking the fourth wall and being able to conjure up things that shouldn't exist in your world. So, why not make a giant party for yourself? That's my question. Anyway, other than that, yeah, Applejack's the only one with the actual viable excuse. Everyone else's are kind of just selfish or just you can do that at another time kind of thing. So honestly, I only think Applejack's is viable, and that kind of made me biased when I first watched this episode. I was like, take Applejack. She's the only one who actually needs to go there. But other than that, man, this episode actually does a lot of good for character development. And honestly, for those pulling out those plot holes, that took nothing away from the episode. It actually added to the characters. These characters aren't 100% woo, we're pixie ponies with rainbows all the time. Yeah, they have selfish thoughts. This is the first time where you actually get to see, yeah, they're selfish, they're lazy sometimes, and they actually just kind of think of what they want instead of what their friend wants. By putting stress on Twilight Sparkle to actually make a decision, they're hurting their friend more than helping them, and only thinking inward to themselves, which they realize at the end of the episode. Also, when Twilight Sparkle first enters in on the episode, she's helping Applejack haul in some apples. Why? Because there's a huge apple harvest. No, she's helping Applejack because Applejack wants to beat Macintosh in a bet to see if he can wear Granny's girdle. Yeah, these characters do childish and fun things just because, just for the heck of it. There's no real point to it except for to see Big Macintosh in a girdle. Rainbow Dash is sleeping in a tree, which she could be sleeping on a cloud, just so that she can watch Applejack do the work that Applejack asked her to do. And she just kind of eavesdrops on her way just in case something important happens. So she's being lazy, actively lazy, and she even admits it, honestly. So it makes these characters seem more fleshed out. Again, taking these what seems like these one-dimensional characters, something that you would think from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, these characters who should be one-dimensional, flat, all smiles all the time, and shows you that, yeah, they're selfish, they're lazy, they're liars sometimes, and they manipulate things so that they can get what they want, making them, oddly enough, more human characters rather than just cartoon characters. And this was the strength of season one. Whereas in season two, yes, this does happen again, but again, it feels a bit more forced because they've taken it to its almost full extent in season one, where you're building these characters up in the first place. And honestly, I love this episode because, well, this is the first big character developments we actually get to see in these characters. We get to see what they kind of do in their spare time and what they want out of life. And so you get a good sense of who and what each of these characters want and who they are. So this episode is actually a very necessary but very beautifully made episode that goes hand in hand with the two-parter that came before, and is also still a good intro to the season and the series in general. So you can actually skip the first two episodes and come right into three if you wanted. But still, that's all I've got to say about episode 3. It's a fantastic episode still, Even though it has its problems, what doesn't, it still is a good episode with plenty of character development if you just look at it and pay attention to it. It shows that these characters aren't just the smiley, princessy, well, stereotypes that everybody wants to put on. They're actually well-rounded characters, or at least not static ones. Anyway, this has been my review on My Little Pony Friendship Magic Season 1, Episode 3, Ticketmaster. I will be coming out with Episode 4 a lot sooner, hopefully. Don't worry, guys. I won't let you down. Until next time, though. Peace.